Hello, I'm Claire Louise Hay from BeHealing.com, and this is the reading for February, the February read. So I'm going to go into a general read for all signs and then do each sign one after another. So you'll see the title up there if you want to scroll forward to your sign. You might want to check your sun sign, your moon sign, and your rising sign too to get the information for what's going on in February for you. If you'd like a private reading with me, then there's a link up there and it'll be popping up every now and then to book in for one of those. I get my readings out within 24 hours of you booking them. These ones are 3 pages long and you can choose what you want the reading to be about, what area of your life you want it to be about at time of booking. Now, if you want to ask specific questions for your reading, then you can do that. Just as you're booking them on my website there, just click at the bottom of the page or at the top of the page on the Contact Us tab and you can ask your questions in there. So, what are the collective energies? What's going on in February for everyone? What's the theme? Right. And so 2020 is a year for moving forward on our life path, which often means work. And we're being called to be doing the work that we're here to do now and actually do it in this moment. So if you're putting something off into the future, if you've been thinking, later on in my life, I'll be doing what it is that I came here to do, this is the year to be doing it. And this is the key to it, is the fulfillment. It's what is going to fulfill you. And so this is why when we're kind of selfish, when we're going for what is going to fulfill us, what makes us happy, what makes us feel good, that's how we get on track with what we're here to do. So things should be a win-win situation. It shouldn't be giving up our time or giving up our energy for other people. It's not like our life purpose isn't seeing something wrong in the world and then sacrificing ourselves for that. It's never that. It's always a win-win situation when we're on track. And so really follow your feelings on this. If something is making you feel better, then that's the direction to go in. You're not being asked to sacrifice yourself for the good of the world. That is never true, and you're off track if you're doing that. Think about it. If you're doing that, if you're doing something that's making you feel bad in any way in yourself, you're actually adding negative energy to the world, not positive energy to the world. So really be careful about that. Same if you're fighting for something, then you're adding negative energy to the world. So I'm not saying don't go for a cause, but there's a positive way of doing it. There's like a solution way of doing it, which isn't about fighting what is. And so, yeah, February is really about listening to ourselves so that we can get on with that. We can get on with what is fulfilling to us. So it's this turnaround month I'm feeling. Maybe you're going to become much more aware of negative energy, of how things are making you feel bad, especially in your work this month. For all signs there. That's interesting. What else have we got going on in February? Changes. Big changes for everyone. To become more in line with who we are, who we really are, moving away from who we were. And so it could seem like a complete identity change, and it might be more apparent to other people. People might turn around to us and say, like, I just don't know who you are anymore. Like, who are you? You changed so much. And it's because it's stepping into who you were, stepping into who you really are, which is often something that we knew when we were little, when we were kids, but we just get taught out of that. We get taught that it's not appropriate, or yeah, we shouldn't really be like that, or it's not possible to be like that. But often we're actually getting back to who we were as a kid, moving away from who we were, who we had to be maybe to survive, who we had to be to cope with the people that are around us, the situations that are around us. We have these coping mechanisms, and we change who we are just to be able to survive, especially if we're in abusive situations or living in a kind of lifestyle that society dictates, which doesn't make us feel good, like working in an office every day of the week for long periods of time under fluorescent lighting, not getting much sleep and all of that. It doesn't feel good, right? But we can change who we are to be able to even cope with that. So we have these coping mechanisms, and it stops us from being who we really are. And this month is about moving away from those things that make us feel bad so that we can be who we really are. So I'm feeling like February is going to be a month that could be quite surprising to a lot of people, not just in the changes in yourself, but who everyone else becomes. It could be people have short tempers, or just the boundaries are much stronger now, and And so it's like people rearranging themselves. People will be rearranging themselves to be around those who get them, who are really like them, and moving away from people maybe who would using these coping mechanisms and being someone else. So yeah, there could be a big rearrangement of communities, I'm feeling, or that's starting off in February. That's very interesting. What else have we got going on in February? Resistance to being perfect. Now I'm feeling like this is more along those same lines of who society asked us to be, and or other people asked us to be, being perfect in that regard. Being perfect for yourself is very different than being perfect for everyone else, being perfect in a society. If you fit in society, then generally you're not really being yourself, right? You're resisting being yourself. And so sometimes this rebel kind of energy that we have in us, that often comes out when we've had enough of something, when something has been making us feel bad for long enough that we've just had enough of it, that rebel energy kicks in. But those rebels, the ones that never lost that rebel energy, that are always resisting the bullshit that society puts on us, often they do the best in life, the ones that consistently have that rebel energy. And so this is about, yeah, that rebel energy coming out. As I said, February could be quite a shocking month generally for everybody when people are going through this, because it could be quite extreme, especially people that have been holding themselves back and conforming to society. The changes could be quite extreme in some people when they let that rebel energy out and they allow their resistance out. It's like an uprising. It's that kind of energy, an uprising. Maybe there's going to be some kind of an uprising against government institutions and all of that often have been doing the wrong thing by people. Have been doing the things to control people, to keep them maybe fat and sick and very susceptible to illness that can be spread and things like that. Maybe there's going to be an uprising. It would be very possible with these energies. In February. Wow. What else have we got going on in February as a collective? Listen and judgment separates. This is about really listening to ourselves. Really listening to ourselves. So like that first message that we got about February of what fulfills us in our work. We've got to become more selfish to listen to what makes us feel good. This is about really listening to what's in our heart rather than listening to our judgments about it. So we've all been taught things by religions and societies, right? We have these, and they seem like core beliefs, but often our heart says something different to us. And we've got to listen to ourselves rather than listening to the judgment of society. So a massive call in February to get back to ourselves, to our hearts, and away from the structures that have been trying to control us, away from the structures and the beliefs that have kind of kept us down or kept us away from ourselves. And this isn't just a mental thing either. This is about making shifts in your life to be more of yourself, to trust yourself more, to listen to yourself more, to break away from those judgments and to resist the status quo, resist what isn't working for you, resist trying to fit in and be perfect. I love learning, and I did really well at school because I love learning. But I was just able to fit in. I was able to follow those rules quite easily, but that's not really me. And so maybe you've had a similar thing going on in your life too, where you're good at it. You're good at conforming. You can do it, and you can do it really well. But it's not really you. It's not really being true to yourself. It's that kind of thing that February is all about. Wow. So let's go deeper into the individual signs. What's February all about for Aries? Right, Aries. Aries is about knowing your innocence, following your knowing. So this month, you're going to be realizing that you knew all along. It's that kind of thing. It's like, deep down, I knew that all along, and I wish I'd followed my intuition because I knew that all along. It's like things are being revealed in society. People are all waking up at the same time in February. Things are being revealed, and then Aries are like, I knew that all along, but I didn't. I didn't follow my knowing. I didn't follow my intuition on that. I kind of believe society. And this could make Aries feel like they've done something wrong. They can start judging themselves for that. Don't do that, Aries. Don't start judging yourself for that. Know your innocence in it. You know, we are human beings. We are a collective. We want connection. We want to be like other people. We want to see how we're similar to other people. It feels good to us, and so it's not a wrongness of you that you went along with these things. Yeah, and it's now is the perfect time to awakening to that Aries, and so it's a good thing. It's a good thing that you had that in your intuition, that you had that deep knowing about these changes that are happening in February all along, and just allow that to trust yourself more. Don't judge yourself for not having taken action on that already. Aries, what else have you got going on in February? Forgiving yourself. Forgiving yourself for your connections. Now, Aries, I'm feeling like for some of you, it might have been that you've kind of got in with the wrong crowd, that you've kind of gone along with things that weren't right for you. And as you're breaking free of those crowds, as you're changing your community, as you're becoming yourself, like I said, with the collective, there's going to be this rearrangement of people as we're all becoming our true selves, having that rebellious side. There's going to be a rearrangement of communities. And Aries, forgiving yourself for those old connections that you had. As I said, don't look back thinking there's something wrong with that. You know, we all want connection. We want connection with people, so it's not a bad thing that you followed that, but it's great that you're waking up to it now. And so yeah, different communities for Aries, and just forgiving yourself for past choices. Past choices, maybe choices that weren't that good for you, that kind of thing, Aries. So February, all about you. It's about letting go of the past and not judging yourself for it, Aries. Just being okay about it and allowing that changing, because that's going to allow the change in Aries if you allow yourself to do that, to let go of the past and not judge yourself for it. Yeah, and it could be that you need help in that, Aries, this month. Talk to someone and meditate. You might need to get some kind of grounding. It could be like a tower moment, like your world is falling apart. You knew it deep down. You knew that wasn't your truth deep down, but chaos might be happening around you, and it could leave you feeling ungrounded. And now, this month is the time to find that stability within yourself, to meditate. Don't try and find the stability outside of yourself, because I'm feeling like the stability isn't going to be there in February. So find it inside of yourself by meditation. Talk to someone that's on your wavelength. Talk to someone to get that grounding. I'm feeling like it's not going to be many people that you can talk to get that stability. Also, what was I picking up on then? Yeah, meditate, getting your connection with your higher self to find that stability. Yeah, just be careful, Aries. Be careful who you go to for advice and for that grounding. Because you could very easily slip back into the old Aries if you go to the wrong people for that grounding when you're feeling ungrounded, and not slipping back into old patterns either. Sabotage is that kind of thing when you're feeling ungrounded, when you're feeling like the change is too much for you, Aries. Wonder what's going on in February. Right, so Aries also, this is simply a new beginning. It's simply a fresh start. See it like that. It's simply a fresh start. It's not like the world comes crumbling down and it's a wrongness. It's not. It's simply a fresh start. It's actually something you've been asking for, Aries. So be open to that. No, big change has to happen when you're asking for a new beginning, and it's okay. It's okay. You can ride it out, Aries. You can ride this change out. You're simply having a new beginning. So that's good news. What have you got going on in February, Taurus? Good things for Taurus. You've got joy and going well. So I'm feeling like Taurus are riding this change out more easily than other signs, especially with these cards being the first ones out, joy and going well. Yeah, so I'm feeling like Taurus may have been preempting this. Taurus is very fixed. However, and I'm Taurus, we tend to have that rebellious thing. Even though we're fixed, we're fixed in ourselves. And so we might be riding these energies out better than other signs at the moment. So it could actually surprise and delight Taurians, the changes that are going on in the world in February, because it's like the world is coming in line. Other people are coming in line with how you are being anyway. So yeah, I'm feeling like Taurus. Taurus were already this rebellious, kind of fixed in their rebellion for a long time, and going to feel really joyful with the changes that are coming about. So much lighter energy for Taurus compared to Aries for sure, which is interesting because I've got a lot of Aries in my chart too. So enjoy February, enjoy what is unfolding. Also Taurus, I am limitless, own my idea. I'm feeling like Taurus in February is kind of the grounding element, the leader, the one that can turn to everyone else and say it's okay. It's like having unlimited reach and unlimited energy. As I said, because it's like you've preempted these changes, Taurus. You've preempted it, and so you're solid in yourself. And if you've had an idea, you need to own that idea. This is like owning yourself, owning your own energy. It's not slipping into chaos. Maybe a lot of other people are ungrounded, and instead of going along with that, like fitting in Taurus with the ungrounded people, the people that are reacting to the changes, whatever big changes are going on in February. I'm feeling like it's big change in the whole world. It's staying on track, Don't just go along with everyone else. If everyone else is running around screaming in a panic kind of thing because something's happened, don't just do that because everyone else is doing it, Taurus. Stay in your own energy, own your idea, limitless. It's like I've got this feeling that Taurus know already, have made these changes already, are really firm in their belief already. And then whatever there's big changes in the world that happens, can be that stability, for other signs and those people around you. Mm. And maybe for many people around you with that limitless card too. So I feel like Taurus is really coming into their own in February. Good news for me. Also, yeah, the internal stuff for Taurus. So Taurus is having an easy time of it externally this month, which is great news. And for the internal, it's time to preempt that next step, is what I'm hearing. So it's like you are ahead of the game, changes that are going on in the world, you're riding it really well, you're that stability, you're owning your idea. You may be reaching a lot of people with that stability. And this is saying, like, now include the next step. It's like, yeah, things are going well, but don't let that make you become lazy. It's like preempt the next step too. Keep on going, keep on following your guidance, including yourself, refocusing yourself too. And this could also mean that some of you Taurus need to take some time out by yourself as well, especially if you're helping a lot of people this month, is including yourself, refocusing on yourself. So taking some time out in meditation, that kind of thing, to fill your own cup, to recharge your energy too. But yeah, including a focus, refocusing yourself on where you're headed next. Especially if there's chaos going on around you, it's like ignoring that. That's going to sort itself out. Still be focused on what it is you want from life. Feeling like there's a huge shake-up, a huge shake-up. Tauruses are riding it well. In February. Okay. Also for Taurus, we've got release guilt and overwhelming. Now this, I'm picking up on this, like survivor guilt, that kind of thing. When you're doing well and everyone else isn't doing very well, and you can feel guilty about that. Say if you're healthy and everyone else is unhealthy, and then you feel guilty about that. If you're doing well, Taurus, release the guilt about that. As I said, I'm picking up this leader vibe in this situation with Taurus. I'm not saying Taurus is always a leader and everything, but I'm picking up this leader vibe with whatever's going on in the world. And don't feel guilty about that. Keep on shining, Taurus. Don't let it overwhelm you, the magnitude of it for some. As I'm saying, I'm picking up that some are going to have a great reach. Some Taurus are going to have this great grounding effect in the world and a lot of reach, being able to help a lot of people through whatever it is they're going through. And so release the guilt about doing well. Release the guilt about this. Release the guilt about this. If you start feeling guilty about this stuff, don't, because you need that joy and that going well stuff to be able to to be who you are and do what you're doing this month. So yeah, don't let the magnitude of it overwhelm you, and don't let yourself feel guilty for being good, like for being good with it, you know. Okay, so that's Taurus. What about Gemini? Geminis, what have you got going on this month? How are you handling these changes? Whatever's going to happen in February. Find a new approach and strength and courage. Right. You're the thinkers. The thinkers, Gemini. You know how I was saying in the collective, like I'm feeling like communities are going to change. Everyone's becoming themselves. This is like when you come into your element, Gemini, if you're with a new group of people, you're the strong one. You're the one that's coming up with new approaches. Yeah, Gemini, you've got a strong position in this. In whatever these changes are in the world, you've got a strong position in this in February. For having a level head, for thinking things through, for using that strength and courage that you've got to come up with new approaches. Like the level headed one is what I'm hearing, the level headed one. And so use your strengths this month. I'm feeling like you're going to find your place in co-creation. Maybe you're working with other people. You decide to sort something out, to provide a solution. You're the one that's finding new approaches. Maybe your community is, as I said before, focused on like the fight or a problem, and then you rally them around and say, like, come on, we need to come up with a solution. There's no point in adding energy to the problem. Let's come up with a solution. And you're the one that kind of leads the thinking, in that way, because it's one of your strengths. So really step into that, Gemini. If that's you, if you're resonating with that, then really tap into that in February, in whatever community you're in, whether it's your workplace or where you're living, whatever challenges are coming up for people, that is your role in there. And I'm feeling like that could open up to much bigger things in your life, Gemini, as in, say, a community crisis or something. You step in as the one that's level-headed, can lead, be the thinking leader, kind of thing. And then from that, some new kind of work or a new position, new opportunity will come about from it. Interesting, Gemini. Also, Gemini, the inner work, some inner work for you to do. Be willing to let go of the past. This is like the stuff that you're carrying with you, the baggage that you're carrying with you. And so in that situation, when you're stepping up to be that thought leader, that level-headed person coming up with solutions, finding new approaches, don't then be bringing up the past of when people didn't listen to you, when it didn't work for you. You know, all that baggage that we have. It's like, leave the past behind now. Be willing to leave the past behind now and move forward from this point with your strengths. So don't keep on beating the drum of what didn't happen before, or what people didn't do before, how they didn't listen to you before. That could be a big one, Gemini, how they didn't listen to you before. So maybe this leadership thing is something that you've been saying all along. People weren't listening to you before. Then something happens. Then the community starts listening to you. Don't beat the drum of what they didn't do before. Be willing to let go of the past now. You want to step in. You want them to listen to you now. You want to step into that role. So don't like shoot yourself in the foot by dragging up the past, by bringing up the past of when they didn't listen to you. Interesting. Also in February, let bygones be bygones. Something else that I just heard. Gemini. Right, you've got be still, keep quiet, and flowing. This is about knowing when to be quiet and knowing when to speak up. This is about tapping into that discernment of when to speak up, when something is positive to move forward. I've just got chills when I said that. So this is really important message for some of you Geminis. Knowing when to be quiet, when not to fight, when it's that negative energy when you're in the fight. And knowing when to speak up when people are focused on the solutions. This is like being in a group of people, and when they all start gossiping about what's gone wrong, knowing to back off and be quiet about that. But then when they all get focused on like a solution, then to chime in, then to get into that flow. So Gemini, you're being asked in February to kind of be a leader in this area of flowing with the positive energy and not fighting the negative energy, like not telling everyone to stop it when they're doing that gossip, just backing away from it, not adding any energy to it. Even the fight energy, it's just adding to it, you know. When you start, say, complaining about complainers is the same thing. You're just adding more complaining, right? And so fighting fighters, same thing. So yeah, Gemini, know when to be quiet and know when to speak up. Know when you're adding positive energy and know when you're not, and be quiet when the energy isn't positive. You're going to have a big impact, Gemini, if you can do all of this stuff. Important role. Also, yes, thought leader, Gemini. When people are coming up with beliefs that just aren't true. So maybe people around you or in your community are coming up with beliefs, things that they've heard that just aren't true. You're the one that can step in. It's like, and with this natural knowing that you've got, this level-headedness, you're the one that can step in and say, that's not true. It's not true. And so maybe it could be that you're reminding people that if it feels bad, then it's not true. It's like, does it actually feel good to be having that belief and saying that thing? No, it doesn't feel good. That means it's not true. That kind of thing. It's like something that comes natural to you, like a deep knowing that you've got, the truth that you've got, Gemini. Other people coming up with something else. And I'm feeling like it's not like you're saying it's black, they're saying it's white. Not that kind of thing. It's like, should we panic about this thing? And you're saying, no, we're going to be all right. It's that kind of thing. You've got a deep knowing inside of yourself. And when other people's thoughts are running away with them, you're the one that can bring it back. You're the one that can bring it back, Gemini, to some stable kind of natural truth, you know. Interesting, Gemini, the thought leader in February. This is really making me wonder what is going on in February to warrant everyone needing to step up and take their place. Now, it could be if there's some kind of crisis, some kind of big thing going on in the world, it could be that this is whatever is happening is a godsend. It might seem like chaos and like a bad thing is happening in the world, but if this is what is happening, if people are required to step up and take their place and really be themselves and use their strengths, then of course it's a very good thing. So this could be part of how 2020 is bringing people into their true life purpose, getting them to step up, getting you to step up. Cancer, what about your February? Surrender to transformation. So Cancer, change is going on, maybe a little bit unnerving to you, or this change that's going on, the transformation, might feel like a little bit too much to you. And so just surrender to it. So don't try and control it, Cancer. Just soothe yourself through it and surrender to that transformation. Sometimes it's just so much easier to go with it, to go with changes, rather than try and fight it or try and change it or try and control it. surrender to the changes that are going on, especially the personal changes, Cancer. And so it could be that you are coming into your own now and maybe unsure of what your place is, and just surrendering to that. You know, if you're in a community, Cancer, and you're used to being like the caring one, the one that looks after everyone else, and then something happens that it's not really you to sort that out, it's not your strong point, everyone else kind of takes over and does it for you for a change. And maybe you're just riding this month out, being looked after by other people, and getting used to that. So it's this inner transformation of allowing other people to do stuff for you too. It could be that for some of you, surrendering to roles being reversed, Cancer. So maybe you've been looking after people and they step up to look after you now because it's not your strength, and that's okay. You can go with that. You can surrender to it. You don't have to be the one that's giving all the time, Cancer. You have your time, and usually more than others, you have your time too of looking after everyone else. You do look after everyone else, Cancer. And so just, yeah, acknowledge that and know that the tables need to turn. You know, you need to allow yourself to be looked after, and so just go with that. And letting go and be grateful for that too. This is about not being grateful that you don't need to be everything to everyone all the time, Cancer. You don't need to be the strong one. Don't need to be the one that's always in control. You don't need to be the one that's looking after everyone else all the time. That you can be grateful for, and like let go of that desire. It's not really a desire to be the one that's always looking after everyone else. It's more of a duty, feeling like a duty, feeling that that's you and that's your role, and it's like letting go of that. So this month I'm feeling like you're being taken care of, Cancer. Someone else is stepping in, or the community is stepping in to take care of you, and being grateful for that, and just going through that process of letting go the internal processes that you've got going on, those urges like, well, who am I if I'm not taking care of everyone? What's my value if the community is looking after me now? It's that kind of thing, Cancer. And so being grateful for that letting go process, because I'm feeling like it was a bit dysfunctional before. I'm not saying that it's not your role, right? You're really good at taking care of people, so that is your role, but you don't have to do it all the time. There should be a balance there. And you have your particular way of taking care of people, and they have their way of taking care of you. And be grateful for that letting go process, for allowing other people, for becoming open to being taken care of too. Yeah. Cancer. What else have you got going on in February? Love what is and move away. So change is definitely happening, Cancer. And this is saying love that change that's happening. It is a redirection. It's a positive redirection for you. And so don't resist those changes. Don't try and battle them. Don't try and keep the status quo. Don't try and keep things as they were. It's actually a positive direction for you to go in. And I'm feeling like the changes are bringing you much more balance, which when we've been fixed, when we've been stuck in patterns, it can feel unbalancing when things change like that. So if you've always been the giver, it can feel out of balance when you start receiving. It can feel like you're receiving too much, and that can be quite confronting. This is saying love what is, because you're actually moving in a positive direction. And so, yeah, Cancer, this is about you finding balance within yourself, and just dealing with it, dealing with the changes that are going on, trying to love it as it's all changing, these moves and these changes that you've got going on, Cancer. I'm feeling it's a lot of internal stuff for you, Cancer, rather than the external stuff. And don't forget, Cancer, have some fun. So if you're the one that's not doing a lot, say in your work or something, everyone else is busy, but you've already done your work, like you did your work as part of that project, you can sit back and get taken care of. It's that kind of thing. Allow yourself to have fun just because everyone else is busy doing their thing now. They weren't busy before, they were playing before. So allow yourself to play, Cancer. Don't doubt the abundance. Don't doubt that you deserve this time. Don't doubt that you deserve to receive at this point in time. And don't let that stop you from playing if you're starting to feel a guilt that you're not doing much. You're not doing much this month. Don't let it stop you from playing. Have fun with that. No, there's a flow with give and take. There's a flow with give and take, and it's your time to receive, Cancer. Your time to receive. Oops. Leo, what have you got going on? Mm. Leo, in February, you've got communicate and trust myself. So be a communicator. You're the one that is putting things out there in a bigger way, I'm hearing. In a bigger way, Leo. So you're stepping up in February to share your message in a bigger way, to communicate in a bigger way. So don't shy away from that. Speak out, Leo. Trust yourself in the message that you've got. Trust yourself in the beliefs that you've got. And I'm feeling like, Leo, sometimes your truth is just the truth in the moment. And you might have experienced that in the past. You've spoken out about something, and then later on in the years, you found out it's wrong. But that's okay, It's like science. Science, they come up with something and then it's wrong. It's like they've all been wrong, haven't they? But it was right at the time. So like Newton, he was right at the time and it moved everyone forward. But now it turns out it was wrong what he was saying. But it doesn't make it invalid what he was saying, because it actually moved everyone forward. And then we see that in science over and over again, that like something comes out in science and it's good, it develops us, it moves us on, and then we find out that it's not actually true, that something is truer now. Yeah. And so I'm picking this up for you too, Leo. It's like, don't feel bad about the past. Like if in the past you've said something, you've spoken out, and it turns out that it wasn't right for the long term, like it was right then but it's not right now. Don't let that stop you from speaking out now. Trust yourself in that. There is always like new levels of rightness. Yeah, it's not that it was wrong. There's new levels of rightness. Yeah, we see this with diet too, don't we? How saturated fat and cholesterol are all demonized, and then we found out that it's not true at all. But we're learning and growing the whole time, and people are learning and growing from what you have said, Leah. And so trust yourself in this moment, because you're communicating yourself in a much bigger way. You're being asked to. So don't hold back from that just because things change. Things change. Things do change. And so don't let it hold you back from speaking out your message. I've said things in my teachings over the years. I've said things too. I've got things through in readings that I see aren't true now. Or I know a deeper level of truth now. And yeah, things that I've said in the past, I'm like, I was wrong about that. But it was right at the time. It moved people forward at the time. So just let go of that stuff, Leo, so that you can speak out, so you can trust yourself and speak out. And relax and grace. So I'm feeling like, Leos, you've got a lot more manifestation happening automatically. Like you can relax and things are just working out. So like the money's flowing in, the right people are flowing in. You're in this state of grace where magic is happening, where the right circumstances and opportunities are coming about. And when you're in this relaxed state of mind, just going with that flow, maybe focused on your communication, focused on what you want to put out there in a bigger way, you keep on doing that. um, yeah, then the everything else is going to come about. You don't need to sweat the small stuff, Leo. It's going to come about anyway. That's what this is saying. You can relax about the small stuff. You can relax about the details. It's all going to manifest for you with ease in February. And so you stay focused on yourself and what the message is, what you want to put out there. Everything else will sort itself out. So for any of you Leos that are like starting a business or something like that, don't focus on the money or the organization of it or the little details or anything like that. Just focus on your message, what you want to put out there, how you want to help people. Focusing on that, pouring all your energy into that, then the other stuff is going to sort itself out. A way is going to come out. You don't need to focus yourself on the small stuff in February, Leo. Also, for Leos, you've got include and I am heard, again with the communication, so including yourself in that too. And so, Leo, this is warning you against trying to herd the crowd, trying to speak out and it be about everyone else and not about you. This is about including yourself into that. So, Leo, if you are having the urge to stand on a podium and tell everyone else what to do, don't do it that way. include yourself in it. Say, this is what we need to do. Yeah, that's your message, what we need to do. Include yourself in that. You're going to be heard much better. So putting yourself out there, you're communicating your ideas, you're communicating your point of view, or your message to the world. Include yourself in that too. Don't be us versus them. Be, this is what we need to do. Include yourself in that. Be a bit more open about the stuff that you need to do, rather than being a closed off leader. I'm perfect, this is what everyone else needs to do. Yeah. I'm not saying that you are that, but if there's any tendency to do that, Leo, just remember, in all of your messages, say we rather than you. Include yourself in that. And now this also could be, Leo, that say if you are, maybe you're a healer or something, and you're going to be putting your message out there about healing, make it more about you. Include your story in there too, saying, this is what I'm doing for myself, I'm doing this for myself, and then sharing your message out there too. And so, yeah, including your story, including yourself, including what you're doing at the moment, which is the same as the message that you're putting out there, if you know what I mean, Leo. Also, yeah, you've got some love decisions to make this month in February. This could be romantic connections coming in, maybe a choice of more than one person coming in, and you've got to make a decision. Now, I'm hearing for some of you, this decision is to be single. Make that decision. It may be the decision to either get into a relationship or remain single, or it could be remain single, get into a relationship with number one, or get into a relationship with number two. But you get to decide that. Now, a decision to get into a relationship should be based on whether you're ready to be in a relationship, whether or are you focused on yourself at the moment, Leo? Is it best to be focused on yourself? This February is about getting real with what you really want. It's not always the case that everyone should be in a relationship. It's not. Sometimes there's things you can do in your life that are better done without relationships. Often there's things to learn in life that are better done outside of relationships, especially romantic relationships. So take your decisions in love seriously this month. And if you're getting an offer of love, decide whether it's worth you giving up singledom. Yeah. Because I'm feeling for a lot of you Leos, it's not worth it. You're better off being single at the moment and doing your thing and focusing on your own thing. But you get to decide that. Don't let me tell you about that. Just know that that's an option. You know, a lot of people will be the opposite of that. Will get into a relationship just for the sake of it and be with that person because they're the only one available, that kind of thing. Or that they're the only one that's showing up. But this is saying, February, no, make better decisions than that. Really make a decision for what's best for you, Leo, in love. Virgo, what have you got going on in February? Virgo, feelings. Feelings are coming up. Change in feeling is what I'm getting from this. Maybe in a relationship, your feelings have suddenly changed. You know how things creep up on you? You know, when you meet someone, you get into a relationship, and then there's little things that you don't like creep in, and then they get bigger and bigger and bigger, and you get to this point where you're feeling it. You're feeling it, and it gets beyond that, beyond your limit, beyond your boundaries, you know. You're getting to that point. It might be in your work. It might be like, you know, you love your work, and then the longer you did it, the more there was things about it you noticed that you don't really like. There's things that may be better for you, and you get to that tipping point of your feelings being, okay, I've had enough of this now. There's enough negative for me to want to change. This is the kind of point you're getting to, Virgo, and it's all about your feelings, and you got to feel that, not ignore that, feel that. So February is more a month of getting prepared for change, for changes that you want, changes that are true for you, Virgo. So I'm feeling like a lot of other signs are like jumping into big change this month. You're biding your time. It's like you're lagging behind a little. You're never behind, you know, we're all doing things on our own time, but Virgos are kind of a bit slower on the uptake, a bit biding your time, feeling things. You're not sure whether to make that change yet. You're slower to make those changes, and that's not a bad thing. But February for you is about feeling that, feeling when you're getting to the limit of something, feeling when something is becoming more negative than positive, that kind of thing. Getting prepared for the changes that you want. Starting making decisions about that, or getting the inklings of the change that you want, feeling it. It's all about changes and feelings, and so this could be surprising to you. You could have thought, this, maybe you've been in a job for a long time and really loved it, and then it's really surprising you that your feelings are changing about it. It's like, I don't love this anymore, and that can be quite unsettling for you, Virgo. Same with the relationship. You could have been in a really long-term relationship thinking that it's forever, and then you're feeling like this change coming about, and it's like, hey, what's this? I thought this was the one. Like, why is it changing now? And it's changing now. Whatever aspect of your life that is changing, your feelings are changing about it. It's changing now because the universe is redirecting you to be more of yourself. And so it's not that that last chapter was wrong, even though it might have been a long chapter for you. It's not that it was wrong. It's just that change is coming about now, and you're getting prepared for that change by these change in feelings, a change in feelings. So just feel it, feel those changes. Let it be like the first sign that something's going to change. Allow yourself to just get comfortable with the idea that things could be changing for you. And yeah, get yourself prepared in that way. It's like, okay, well, things might be changing in the future. How do I feel about that? Um, you're getting ready for change, Virgo. Also, innocent expansion, right? Virgo, strong message in this one. Those of you Virgos say, I've got a business. You've been trying to push ahead. You've been having these big goals. You want change. You've been going for change, and not much is happening. You're wanting this expansion, and not much is happening. You're listening to the law of attraction things. You're like, why can't I manifest this? And pushing, and it's not happening for you, Virgo. And it's not about the law of attraction here. It's not. You're innocent in that. This is saying there's a bigger picture going on here. There's these collective energies of this change going on. There's you becoming more of you. Your higher self knows better than you. Yeah. So this expansion that you've been wanting, these goals that you've been trying to go for, that you've been trying to manifest, it's not saying that you can't have it, but now's not the time to have it. Your higher self, the universe, is redirecting you to be more of yourself. And so it could be that expansion that you've been asking for, that you think can just come about with who you're being at the moment. It's like, no, you can't. You can have it, but you're actually going to change who you are. Not change who you are, just become more of yourself. Yeah, just become more of yourself, right? And so, for example, if you say you had like a small business, a home business, you got a little hobby thing going on, and it's a business, and then you say, okay, I want this to be like a multi-million-dollar business now, but I still want to sit at home doing it in the way that I'm doing it. Like, that's not going to happen, is it? There's going to be changes to be made there. And so then if you were asking for that expansion, then the first thing that would happen is for your higher self to lead you to being more of yourself, that person that can put yourself out there in a bigger way. So it would be internal changes first, and then it would be the external changes of changing your business, right? And so you're thinking you can carry on with the way that you're being and have this expansion. February is saying no, but you're innocent in all of it. Don't worry about it. You are innocent in all of it. But going to need change. These changes coming through. You're being guided to those changes now, so there's nothing wrong. Just need to go with it. Especially with your feelings, Your feelings for change will be the first thing. Virgo? Virgo. So you're being asked in February to be artistic and be of service to others. So use your creativity to help others. I'm picking up for some of you, maybe this is a community kind of thing, and the community is asking for someone to do a particular thing. They've got a need in some way. And you've got the expertise to do that, or the creativity to do that. Maybe it's part of what you do. Something like if you've got your own business, your little art business, maybe you've got a little shop or something like that, and then on a community board you see that the new community hall or the scout hall or something needs There's something designing for it, something like that. I was thinking door for some reason. But you have the expertise to do that, and you just kind of step in and do it for the community, and then it opens you up to the expansion that you've been asking for. It's like suddenly then everyone is noticing you. Oh, you're that artist that did the community door. I don't know why door. I don't know why door's coming up. I'm actually picturing in Findhorn in Scotland. There's a community there, and I think their community hall has this beautiful carved wooden door that looks like flames. It's incredible. That was the image that popped in my mind. So I think it's about the community thing. It's like there's a community endeavor. You can step forward and just kind of do it out of the goodness of your heart, be of service to people. That's going to lead to this expansion of things that you want. So, the universe has very interesting paths for us to get us what we want. And it's a win-win thing. It's often a win-win thing. So you do something for the community out of the goodness of your heart, and then something big comes along for you out of that. And then you can do bigger things for the community, and then something bigger. It's that kind of thing. It's like a tree, and it all grows. And if you go with it, if you play your part, if you're being of service, if you're using your creativity out there, then things start coming back to you, Virgo. Also, someone else got this too, this message. Virgo, in February, you need to let go of the past and know that you're heard. Like this is like saying in that situation with the community, it's like, oh, now you appreciate my artwork, but my shop's been there for ages, and the community hasn't been paying any attention or supporting me. It's like, don't do that. Don't shoot yourself in the foot by dragging up the past of how people didn't notice you before. Just keep on moving forward. Just move into that energy now. Don't go backwards. Don't complain about the past of not being heard, of not being supported, of all of that stuff. Don't do that. Don't do that, Virgo. Don't do it. Don't drag up the past. Word of warning in February. Allow yourself to move positively forward, Virgo. Because you are going to get what you want from it. The things that you've been asking for in the past few months, I'm hearing, it might even be in the past few years. You are being steered toward that now, and this is all part of it. So don't bring the past into it. In relationships, in work, in the community, don't drag. Libra, February for you. Oh, warmth and refocus. Opening your heart. Be more open-hearted. Maybe you've been through some challenges in January, or longer than that. Challenges with other people. Relationships, friendships, community relationships. Maybe it's got a bit difficult for you, and you've found that you've had to be a bit more closed off. Maybe you've been learning about discernment and learning how to have boundaries. Well, February is opening your heart back up again, being more of yourself in that way. So it could be just a temporary thing. You had to learn some boundaries. You had to close yourself down to be more discerning. Maybe you were letting the wrong people in your life and just being an open book, Libra. But you'll be happy to know that February, it's not about that. It's not about the boundaries with you this month, and so you can open up and be more of your natural self, refocus. So maybe you've just been breaking free of that pattern lately of letting the wrong kind of people in your life, and you've broken free of that. You've started doing the boundary thing, and then maybe you're thinking, Libra, am I going to have to keep on being strong, keep on asserting my boundaries, keep on dealing with people that aren't right for me? This is saying, no, you don't. It's like, that was a lesson. You've got that lesson now. You can do it in the moment, but it'll be a fleeting thing when you do it in the moment. You're not going to be tested on that so much. And you are going to bring the right people into your life now. Like I said, in the collective people, the community is changing, that kind of thing. You are attracting the right people now, so you can refocus yourself on being that open-hearted person that you love being, that the people person that you love being, Libra, in February. You're clear within and encouragement. This is about other people. This is about encouraging other people, being the the one that encourages other people. And clear within, what I'm picking up from this is Libra, you're getting emotionally attached to what people do with your encouragement or your advice. So I'm feeling like in the past, Libra, you've been there for other people, encouraging them, wishing them to do something for themselves, helping them do that, supporting them with it. And then when that person hasn't got what they want out of it, you take that kind of personally. Or if they didn't take your advice, if they didn't do what you were encouraging them to do, you're feeling very disappointed in that. Um, this is asking you to clear that because it's going to stop you from being that open-hearted you. It doesn't really matter in the moment if people haven't taken your encouragement or your advice. Encouragement always uplifts someone, whether they do what you said to do or not. They might do it in the future. It's uplifted their energy. So it's not lost just because they didn't do what you wanted to do. They did soak up that positive energy from that your encouragement. So all isn't lost. So Libra, this is saying don't look so much at what people have done, those people that you've been supporting and encouraging. Don't look so much at the material stuff that they've done or what they've got out of it or not got out of it, and react to that, taking it personally. Just know that those seeds that you plant within them, it's important. The seeds are in them. You know, if you've been encouraging people, if you've been supporting people, those seeds are still within them. Yeah, don't throw them under a bus just because they didn't do it fast or they didn't do what you said for them to do fast, or they're not getting the results as fast as you expected them to do it. So Libra, maybe some of you are coaches or something like that, and you've been giving them advice, and then you're thinking like throwing in the towel because people aren't getting the results that you expected them to get. And it's like, it's okay, you planted the seeds. It's yeah, don't get too hung up and don't take it personally what other people do and what they don't do, Libra, because you do have that thing about you, Libra, that you're good with people and you can help people. So back, don't let that backfire. Don't let that close you down to doing that. Um, yeah, release some of that control. It's a bit controlling, that expecting people to get what you wanted them to get out of it and do what you wanted them to do out of it. Just let them be themselves. Know you planted those seeds within them. Libra, what else in February? Slow down, one step at a time, meditate. Yeah, I'm feeling like Libra, you want change. And I'm feeling like you're not focused on yourself, you're more focused on other people. You're wanting the world to change. You're wanting other people to change. And this is saying like slow down because you've actually got to be the change that you want to be. You've got to change yourself. Like that's just be that change, and then you're going to attract the people that are that change too. And so to slow yourself down, to get focused back on yourself, meditate. The changes that you want in the world, I'm not saying that not going to come about, but it's going to be a lot slower than you think. You can't change the world, you can only change yourself, Libra. So yeah, get focused on yourself more, spend more time looking after yourself, meditate, take things one step at a time. It could be, Libra, that you've got to take better care of yourself. It could be that you're trying to do things for other people. You're trying to get the community going, moving forward. You're trying to get your organization going and moving forward. And you're all about the other people. And you're not realizing that you've got burnout, or, you need to look after yourself. And so, yeah, spend some time in relaxation and meditation. Bring yourself back to yourself and ask yourself what you need in this moment. Not so much focus on other people, Libra. What else, Libra? In February. Oh, yeah. Well, exactly what I was just saying. Rest, give it a rest, give it a rest. Take some rest, take some time out, Libra. Get back to who you are. To ask yourself what you want from things, how you want to feel, what will fulfill you. Get more focused on yourself than you are on other people. Take a rest, especially if you've been involved in an organization or a community. You've really been putting yourself out there, being open to others. Give it a rest. Take some time to rest so you can get back to who you truly are, Libra. Mm. Because then you're going to be able to give. You're going to be able to give so much more. You're going to be able to be that supportive person with other people, open-hearted with other people. Scorpio, what about you? February. Creative success for you in February. So you're the one getting things done, Scorpio. You're getting things done, especially new ideas, new creativity, new things I'm hearing. You're finding great success in that. So new beginnings, exciting new starts, speedy starts too. You know when you first put something out there and then it goes really big really fast. It's that kind of thing. That positive momentum. Be creative, get your new ideas out, start those projects, put things out there, like get things going, Scorpio. The energy is right for you to get things going for success, for success. So yeah, I would advise Scorpio against doing the same old things. If you're stuck in a rut, if you're not creating new things, it's like get creating new things. Success is going to come about from those new things, and it's really a month for getting going on that. Fresh, new things, new starts, pouring your energy into that, into new stuff. And it could be that you're a front runner, Scorpio, at the moment. Like you're putting things out there. Maybe there's a few people that jump on board straight away that are up there with you in your energy. But a lot of people are kind of waiting and sitting back and like, oh, I'm not sure about this. It seems very new. And, some people are just like that. They say there's only like 5% of people that are impulse buyers. The majority, 95%, need to see things at least 3 times before they will buy something. And so forgive the people that don't jump on what it is you're doing, because that's just their nature. That's just human nature. Remember, only 5% of people are that impulsive, have that impulsive nature to jump on things when they first come out. Early adopters, there's not many people that are like that. And so I'm feeling like Scorpio, you're putting something new out there. A lot of energy is happening big. Maybe you've got all of those, you've got all of those 5% straight away, those impulsive people. Then there could be a bit of a lag as the slower people need more time. Forgive them for that. Forgive people for having that human nature of sitting back and waiting to see if it's true. I don't know. I think maybe some of you Scorpios are in the financial world or something like that, putting some new idea out there, and a lot of people just want to sit back and wait and see if something comes of it. They're gaining trust in you. That's what it is. And so be trustworthy. Don't have an emotional reaction and sting them, Scorpio. Don't sting those people. Just allow that process to unfold. Keep on being consistent, being yourself, and know that it's because they need to trust you. They need to get to know you and trust you first, Scorpio. Let people be people, Scorpio. Also, February, refocus, friend. Right, Scorpio. I'm hearing from this that focusing on getting your needs met by friends. Right. So this is maybe for some of you Scorpios, you're single at the moment, and it's not a time to be getting in a relationship. But you need to get your needs met by friendships. There's lots of needs that we have met within a romantic relationship, and you can get all of those needs met within friendships too. So focus yourself on friendships and on community, on building that, your interpersonal needs from other people, getting that from a lot of people. Refocusing yourself on friendships, especially if you've been kind of focused on romance and bringing someone into your life, Scorpio. Or if you're in a relationship, don't focus so much on that relationship. Focus on the community, on a lot of people, on a lot of people. I'm feeling like you can expand things, especially if you're doing something new in your work, Scorpio. You're going to get that expansion, but you need to be focused on other people now, not so much on yourself. Passion and detachment, Scorpio. So this bright idea that you've had that you're putting out there, this new thing, so passionate about it, but you've got to detach from that, especially if it's making you, if other people don't have that same passion, if they're not as excited as you, It could actually have you stinging them. So yeah, be careful of your reactions with people this month, because you, as I said, you want them to learn to trust you. You want to stay consistent. So stay consistent in your passion, but detach from expecting other people to be passionate about the same things as you. You are going to attract the people that are passionate about the same things as you, but it might take some time. Ooh, I had an acid fly on me. There's these flies here, the big, and they drop acid on you, and it stings and it burns so bad. It burns. I haven't been stung by one in a while, but I don't want to be, because it hurts so much. Actually, it burns your skin. I was burnt here by one, and it left quite a burn on me. Interesting that happened. It was right on my knee there. While I was giving you the message of not stinging people, don't sting people. Watch your emotional reactions. Let your passion be enough for yourself, Scorpio. For now, I'm feeling like people are going to come on board with that down the line. You need to keep your energy consistent with it, though. Sagittarius, what about you in February? Detachment and surrender. Whoa, a month of letting go for you. Maybe you've been paddling up the wrong stream. Maybe you've been trying to get something to happen which isn't really aligned with your higher self or your path. And brick walls have been put in your way, hurdles are being put in your way. It's like, wrong way, go back. Like the Australian signs on the roads. If something's not working for you, and you need to own up to that, Sagittarius, you need to let go of it, detach yourself from it. This could be relationships, it could be work, it could be anything in your life. Something isn't working for you, and you need to detach from it and surrender. Surrender is more than detachment. You need to detach from it and then surrender to what is right for you. Let the universe put what is yours in front of you. So if you've been trying to get someone to have a relationship with you, a specific person, and it's not working, it's not happening, detach from that now, surrender, let the universe bring the right person to you. Don't demand it. It'll just happen anyway. If you've been trying to get a job and it's not happening for you, detach from that and surrender, allow the universe to bring the right job for you. So it's like you've been pretty fixed on something, Sagittarius, trying to get something to work, and it's just not. It's not, because it's not right for you. So detach from it and surrender it. Surrender it, because what is yours won't go past you, Sagittarius. And so while you're demanding it be a certain way or a certain thing or a certain person, the universe is like, but that's not right for you. It's not right for you, so I just can't do that. And so you're kind of bashing up against a brick wall when you're doing that. Let it go, detach from it, let what is yours come into your life, surrender it. Trust the universe more, Sag. And get support. Get support, Sagittarius. Reach out and get support. So if things aren't working for you at the moment, get support. Reach out to someone that can help you. Ask them for help. Ask for help, Sagittarius. You don't need to pretend that everything's all right and that you can do it all yourself. You don't. You don't. And so, Sagittarius, it could be that you're relying on community more, or you need to rely on community more this month. You don't always need to be the one that's giving, Sagittarius. You are allowed to receive sometimes. So reach out and get that support. Especially for those of you Saggies that really have found it's a struggle to receive from people, or don't like to ask people for help, don't like to ask for what it is that you want. You need to get over that now and start asking for what it is that you want, reaching out to others to get support. Not just reaching out to others to be supportive, but reaching out to get that support, to ask for what it is that you want, and then allowing them to do that for you. And feeling good about that too. Feeling good about other people helping you. You like it when you help other people, right? When you support other people. Other people like it when they're supporting you too. And so you can feel good about that. You don't need to feel guilty about that or feel bad that you've let yourself receive. Sag. Lots of letting go for you this month, Sagittarius. This could be quite a confronting month of letting go of things. It could be that you're facing the void this month, like a lot of things just not happening for you because you got the cleanse card, physical action. So this is like what you've been doing isn't working anymore. You've got to stop doing what it is that you've been doing. What patterns are you in, Sagittarius? You keep on paddling upstream. You keep on trying to do something that's not working for you. Keep on doing the same thing over and over, and it's not working. It's the definition of madness. Sag, have you been a bit crazy lately? You keep on doing the things that aren't working and expecting it to change. Not going to happen, Sag. You need to let go now. Who told you that it should work? Why do you believe that it should work? All the evidence is pointing that it doesn't work. It's not getting you what you want. You know what I'm talking about. I don't know. It could be in anything, but I'm picking up. I'm picking your vibes up that you're getting what this is about. For you. It's not working. It's not going to work. You need to stop doing it now. You need to face that void. Maybe you just need to give up and surrender and quit your trying and allow yourself a month of doing very little to let go of all of this frustration, disappointment. It's time to let go of all of that stuff to make a fresh start. And I'm really not feeling that the fresh start is going to be straight away. You can't let go just to pick it up again. You can't let go of the stick and say, right, I've let go now, and then pick it straight back up again. Don't do that. Allow yourself to be in that void and that unknown for a while, because then the universe can bring you something better. It can't bring you something better. It's like pretending to drop the stick. It's like, okay, I've let go of that, but your hand's still on it. Don't do that this month. Don't do that this month. And also, don't let it make you feel like you're not good enough. Um, if you judge a a fish, a bird, a squirrel, and a bear all on how fast they can climb a tree, then you're not going to be judging them right? Because fishes, they can't climb the tree. They can't. And that doesn't mean that the fish isn't good enough. It's just it shouldn't be trying to climb a tree. Sagittarius, you shouldn't be trying to climb the tree. If the tree's not your thing, why try? And so you are good enough, but you've been doing the wrong thing. You've been doing the wrong thing. You've been doing something that isn't aligned with you. You can't get blood out of a stone. It's okay to let go. It's okay to let go and allow change. And as I said, this is about facing that void, being okay about the void, being okay about the space that's required before something new can come in. It's like quitting a relationship and being single for a while. It's like giving up a job, being out of work for a while until you get that clarity, until something good comes along. Yeah? Let go of that stick and let go of it. Take your hand off it. Don't put the stick down but still have your hand on it. Sagittarius. Capricorn. February for Capricorns. Got guidance. Be still. Keep quiet. Getting clear on your guidance. Capricorn. This is about guidance in this moment, right? So this is what I'm picking up for you, Capricorn. You've had ideas in the past, and those ideas are still ongoing. Maybe you've had an idea about a business or something that you want to do, something that you want to create, and you're still going on with that. But this is saying, okay, that guidance was back then. There's an element of it still happening for you now, but still get your good guidance in this moment. Get fresh guidance in this moment. What I'm picking up from this, Capricorn, say what is right for you, your life purpose. Say it comprises of 5 different things, something that you used to do when you were a kid that maybe you've picked back up on lately, something that you did 10 years ago, something that you had an idea about 3 months ago, and then there's 2 new things too, right? And they're all going to be in this mix. And then when you've got all 5 pieces, then you're going to be able to move forward. And you've got like 3 of the pieces so far, and you're focused on this last piece that came in a few months ago, this last idea, and you're trying to move ahead with that, and you're missing this new guidance that's coming through. It's like, don't think that you've got the whole picture yet, Capricorn. That's what this is about. You've just got the 3 elements so far. You're focused on this 3rd element. Maybe you're ignoring these 2 and you're not realizing there's 2 more to come in. So be still, keep quiet. There's more guidance to come. You've got more direction to come. And it's not that this one is wrong. It's not. It's just one of the pieces of the jigsaw. There's 2 more pieces to find yet. So February, Be open to more guidance, be open to more information coming, more ideas coming that are going to fit in. And you might not see how it's going to fit in. You might not see how that thing that you did when you were a kid fits in either, but it will. It will. In the long term, it will. Capricorn, your connection in the moment. For the guidance, you've got to be connected in the moment. Keep your focus on your higher self, co-creating with your higher self. Higher self, what are we doing today? Higher self, what's the direction to go in today? This is saying, keep that connection, keep that guidance flowing, keep that conversation going with your higher self and with the universe. Because if you got that guidance for one idea like 3 months ago and you're moving forward on that, if you're not doing this too, you're missing out on big parts of it. It's like I don't know. Imagine using like maps or something, right? From here to the pier, I put maps on. Put it in maps. I want to go to the pier in Maynard and Nahad, I mean. And I put it in maps, and then she says, "Oh, proceed to the road and turn left." And it's like, right, end route. I know which way I'm going now. It's like, no, I don't. I needed to keep it on. I needed to keep it on and keep on listening to get that guidance for the turns to take in the future. This is the same. It's like, don't switch maps off now. Keep maps on and keep listening because it's going to be more fine-tuned. You're going to get more information. So keep connected in the moment. Stay connected. Living life like a conversation with the universe. That's how I like to put it. Stay connected. Capricorn, don't forget to have a good time. Don't be so serious. Yes, you've been given great ideas and you're moving forward on it and you want to listen to that. But you might meditate some mornings because you might be in work mode. It's like, okay, how can I shift this forward now, this idea? You go into meditation and you're just getting ideas about playing. Your life is about you, remember, Capricorn. It's about you having good experiences, enjoying it. So open your heart, have a good time too. It's not all serious, Capricorn. You don't need to be all serious. Lighten up, have a good time. Sometimes that guidance will be just for you to have a good time. Sometimes things will come of it. Sometimes just enjoyment will come of it. But your raised vibration will attract more to you. So don't underestimate that. Sometimes you need to raise your vibration by having a good time because someone with an opportunity for your business is in that higher vibration. You start having a good time, then you can meet them at their level. And physical action, I am good enough. You're good enough to take the action that you want to take. So if you've been procrastinating because you don't feel quite ready yet, physically ready, it's like I need to be a bit stronger or a bit slimmer, or I need to, lose a bit weight, or I don't know, something physically that you're waiting for, not feeling good enough to do it yet. Physically, not good enough to do it yet. What could it be? I know sometimes people hold themselves back, let's say, from doing videos like this until they're slim enough. I didn't. Look back over my videos on my YouTube channel over the years. I can't remember what year I started it. It was early. Interesting. You'll know what that is for you. You're holding yourself back in some way because you're not feeling good enough. I'll just sort that out and take that action. You are good enough. You are good enough already. That's what about you? What have you got going on in February? Aquarius, fulfillment and peace. Being at peace with fulfilling yourself. I'm getting a fighting energy about this. Like, okay, doing this thing is going to fulfill me, but I wish all my friends would do it too. And like trying to fight all your friends about it instead of just being at peace with it and doing it yourself. It's that kind of thing. Be at peace with what's going to fulfill you. Do it for you, like by yourself. It's okay. You don't need to get everyone else along with you. Be at peace with it just being about you, fulfilling yourself in February. So if you find, Aquarius, that you have been fighting everyone else, trying to get everyone else to do what it is that you want to do, you might just suddenly wake up to that after hearing this and think, oh yeah, I don't need them to do it. I can just do it myself and let them do their own thing. Okay. Also, Aquarius, you've got transformation and freedom. So big changes for you. Okay, so some Aquarius, you're going to have shifts happening to you if you haven't chosen them for yourself. What I mean by this is, it could be that you've quit your job and you're getting the freedom that you want now, Aquarius. It also could be that you ignored the guidance to quit your job and you're getting the sack now. It could be that you decide that now is a good time for you to be single, but you haven't actually made that transformation. You haven't actually taken that decision, made that decision, quit that relationship, and then you get dumped. It's that kind of thing. You're getting freedom, the freedom that you've been wanting, whether you have made that decision and taken that or not. It's going to happen. The freedom thing is going to happen anyway for you, Aquarius. So whether it's forced on you or not, no, if things show up like that, if something is forced on you, someone quits on you, or you suddenly lose something, no, just be okay about it. Be at peace with it because it's come about because you didn't take that advice yourself already. You already knew that you needed to let go of that, and it's okay. It's not like a bad thing that you didn't. But don't fall victim to it now just because it's happened. It's like, see that it should have happened anyway. Don't be a victim to it as if it's something has gone wrong. It hasn't gone wrong. You just didn't jump in there quickly enough. So the universe has done it for you because you're moving toward great things. So that whatever you've just got freedom from, or you are being made free from this February, Aquarius, you're being moved toward your passion. So you are appreciated. You're meant for bigger things. You're meant for better things. You're meant to be using your skills and your talents in a much bigger way. Maybe it is a job. You've been let go from a job, but it's not a bad thing because you didn't really like it. It's not really using your skills. It's not really using your skills to the best of your advantage and the world's advantage either. And you are being shifted toward your passion now because the universe appreciates you and appreciates your gifts too. So don't sweat the changes that are happening this month for you. It's all happening for your highest good. Don't become a victim to it. Don't rally rally against it. Don't try and fight it. Don't try and fight other people. Don't try and fight what's happening with you. Just go with those changes, Aquarius, this month. And soften out and open yourself up to this co-creative process of creating with the universe. So not trying to control it, not battling against the changes that are happening. Saying, okay, I'm being redirected to this freedom now. So, universe, higher self, what is it that we're creating now? And then you play your part in it. What would you like to create? What do you want in your life? What do you want? What experiences do you want? What would fulfill you? You play your part in that. The universe will play its part in that, in leading you to what is right for you, to who is right for you, to using your skills and your talents in a bigger way. Because remember, you are appreciated, and you're here to do what you're passionate about, Aquarius. So just be open to that, co-creating with the universe through these changes. You're being set free for much better. Finally, Pisces, what have you got going on? Pisces, you've got include and go for it. I just had this image then of Pisces, like imagine like doing a team sport, like sports day at school where you have like the assault course, like you've got to get in a rice bag first of all and then jump forward and then get a hoop and you know that kind of assault course. It's like, but it's a team thing, and you're like organizing everyone else, Pisces, and then when that starter trigger goes off, you're not running the race. It's like you've not included yourself. You've got helped everyone else get ready, and then you're left like, oh, I'm not ready. I've got everyone else ready, but I'm not ready. So that's the image that popped into my mind in a flash when I first picked these cards. You're helping everyone else get ready, but you're not ready yourself. You need to get yourself ready for that starting pistol too. So big changes going on in the world at the moment. Don't leave yourself out, Pisces. Don't just be there helping everyone else and then leave yourself out of it. Get yourself ready to include yourself, to be ready for the changes that happen. Interesting. Pisces, what else have you got going on in February? The guilts, of course. We got the guilts, Pisces. You succumb to guilt very easily. Right. This could be about a similar kind of thing, getting everyone else ready, not getting ready yourself because you feel guilty. Like this, listen, you got to listen to your feelings more. Any negative feeling that you have is asking for you to change. Either change your mind about it or change what you're doing. And I'm really feeling like it's change what you're doing, change your focus. Change your focus from other people. Really listen to that too. The guilt that you feel, it's not good for you at all. You know, guilt attracts punishment. We want to be caught. It actually feels better to be caught than it does to feel guilty for something that we've done. But you know what feels even better than being caught or feeling guilty? It's releasing that guilt. It's not feeling guilty in the first place. It's self-acceptance. It's negative feelings should always be listened to, and a change should be made. A change should be made. So if you're feeling guilty about doing something bad, don't do that bad thing again, and then release the guilt. You've made the change. Listen to what's making you feel bad and make that change. And I'm hearing for a lot of you Pisces, it's about always putting other people first, feeling guilty about not doing that, feeling guilty about putting yourself first or even receiving a thing, and then being left behind. You know, it's like, do you really want to do that again? Like, you know this pattern, Pisces. Don't leave yourself behind again. Don't do it. So work through that guilt that you feel for putting yourself first. Put yourself first for a while, not even equals, not even like putting yourself alongside everyone else. Put yourself first for a while and then deal with the feelings that come up with that, because it's just a story that you've got going on in your mind that you shouldn't do that. Yeah, friends can help you with this too, right? Maybe an old friend from school or something like that. Maybe that you just keep in touch with once a year or something like that. Talk to them about this stuff. They're going to know your patterns really well. They're going to know your patterns really well, and it's time for you to let go of this stuff that's been holding you back now, Pisces. It's around other people. Some of your best friends from a long time ago are going to know you so well in this, and if you talk to them about it, they're going to reveal something to you about yourself and help you to get to know yourself better so that you can let go of that. And generally be what good friends have been telling you all along, and they keep on saying, you always do this, you always do this. If you've heard that from friends before, you always do this. Think about what that is, Pisces, and question that. You've got beliefs behind it that just aren't true. And you are appreciated. Yes, you are. You don't need to keep on proving it, Pisces. You are appreciated. You need to understand that. You need to fully own that you are appreciated. Just for who you are. You don't need to prove it. You don't need to look after everyone else. You don't need to be focused on everyone else. You're enough as you are. You can't take your true place. You can't live your true life purpose until you really get that, Pisces, that you're okay as you are. Understand that. You are appreciated. Not for what you do, not for like ignoring yourself and putting everyone else first. You don't need to prove like that. You're appreciated just for who you are. There you go, Pisces, and everybody. If you like this reading, please click like, subscribe, share it, comment on it. I'd love to know what you got out of that. And I hope you have an amazing February. Let me know how it goes, and I'll see you next time. Bye.